down here and got pre-game and got a strain.
You had a kid the other night slipped in the.
That's what happened. I didn't know until when we went back in the locker room. You know what I mean? That's unbelievable, right? You got to be careful in pregame. We're physical in pregame. Losing players in pregame.
Just a couple updates, guys. Oh, yeah. They started. Dante's gonna be back on the practice field today, so we'll remove the pup designation for him. Keelan Cole with the foot, and Clay is with the calf. They'll both also be out of practice. Everyone else from the post game will not be practicing today.
I had to tweet it out there for me.
So having Dante back, how does that help you from a rotational standpoint moving forward in the preseason?
I'm just happy to see him back, to start playing. I think, obviously he's worked hard to get back, strengthening everything. And I think, we'll return him to practice. So, I mean, he'll come back out and, we'll work him back in there. So I'm excited to see him. I mean, he's put in a lot of work, and see him on the field and see what he can do.
Taven's abdominal injury, is that serious enough to keep him out for several weeks? Or?
For Taven? Yeah. It's hard to feel someone else's pain. I always say that, but I think it's something that's definitely getting better, and we feel that he'll be back, and obviously, hopefully, before or when we're practicing against Minnesota. That's what we'd like.
What strides has Moncrief made over the last week or two?
We knew he was hurt. He was out for a while, and he came back, and he was kind of. Like any player that comes back, they kind of work themselves back in, especially at this stage. So, so you saw that, but I was happy to see him the other night go out there and make some plays. So, I think that was a good thing, and we're excited to see what else is in store.
After looking at the film, what did you like or not like about what Leon Jacobs did?
No, I like it. I think when you look at the tape, you look at it and you say, it's not like. Sometimes in the preseason and you're mixing and matching things, you may look at a player and go, I don't know if he really belongs, out there. But he looked like he belonged. And I think that, this first experience for him was good. I think, the one thing about young players or rookie players, I look at, you see these jumps in the preseason. And I think the practices against Minnesota will be another test. I think you see jumps there. So, that's what you want to see, how they, one, is it too big for them? And most of the players that come from big schools know, but, the speed is different. So you want to get them adjusted to the speed, and then, then the game starts to slow down, and you see a progression in them to become better players. If not, then, you're out looking for better players or replacing them.
Are we doing full pads today, tomorrow, Monday, or Tuesday? Excuse me.
Today, tomorrow, and Tuesday we won't because we're traveling out. So, our equipment guys were, they won the award last year, the top equipment guys. So, they kind of, want us to be able to pack the pads away a little bit earlier so we don't want to wear them down, for the season. That's a true story.
Walsh said last week that he wanted to figure out which of the nickel cornerbacks can blitz. I think on one series, Patman blitzed 3 straight times. Is the preseason good for something like that, to just keep sending guys? And
yeah, you always, the goal is obviously for me, you want to win. But the other thing is you got a set plan in your mind of guys that are playing. You have a set plan where you may look out there and say, I wonder why he's getting more reps. Well, we may get some more reps just to make sure that we're right. Either way, either if we think the guy can play, let's put him out there and see if he can do it. And if and then if we think, what, I'm really not sure if this guy can't. We'll put him out there and let's see it. Let's put it on tape. So I think that. With a lot of situations, we'll look at different things and different defenses and different offensive plays and different routes to see what best fits the player, so that this way when the season comes, we could play to the strength of our players.
What sort of player is Patman for? I mean,
I think he's done a good job. He really has. He's played well on the outside. He's played well in nickel. You know, he's done a good job on teams. So, you know, it's a matter of the consistency. He's been out there every day, which is big, availability, and we'll just see where it goes.
Lorente McCray didn't get a lot of pass rushing reps last season, but it seemed like last night he was constantly in the backfield. What did you see from him?
Excuse me. I thought he flashed well. I really did. I thought he had, you know, he had some good rushes. He had some good penetration. You know, and he's been a good special team player for us. But I think, you know, he added something, you know, with the pass rush. So, you know, like to see that continue. You know, like to see him just keep developing, you know, moves and game plans, you know, to do that. And I think that's something that can help us.
You feel better about your backup quarterback spot after that game in? I mean, is that a thing that you, okay, 2 quarters looks good, or not?
He had trouble answering that. Come on, guys. You guys were all out partying last night. No, you know, we were all sleeping. No. You know, you do because, I mean, you don't know what to really expect in a game. You know, you're out there in practice. And, you know, for me, a lot with that position, just like the Mike linebacker position, you want to see when you know, there's a lot of communication, verbal communication, and there's a lot on that plate. They got to get there, they got to call the play, they got to set the defense, or they got to, you know, call the play for the offense, and they got to, you know, change the play or whatever they have to do. So there's a lot going on. So for me, I'm looking at, you know, demeanor, you know, are they relaxed, things of that nature, and I thought that, you know, Cody, you know, displayed that. He looked like he was having fun out there, and which is good. That's a good thing. He looked relaxed, and I thought he performed well, you know, and so I think it's a start. But I still think, you know, we have to keep pushing and keep him going.
No helmet rule, another new helmet rule, penalties. So is that a good sign that your guys kind of?
It is. I think there was some really good, by both teams, I think there was some really good clips of tackling the way we would like, guys keeping their head up. I really thought that both teams, you know, played, you know, a clean game from that standpoint. And, you know, we've been emphasizing it, you know, quite a bit, you know, as coaches. So, you know, it's good to see that because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you want that player safety, and we want to coach that way. We want to, you know, kind of get some certain plays out of the game, you know, which lowering your helmet is the priority. And I think it's going to make it a better game, and no one's going to lose sight of, you know, how physical it could be. I think a great example is, I think it was either C.J. Rivas or Trey Herndon, you know what I'm saying, on the short pass coming up, you know, heads up, wrapped up, made the tackle. You know, that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for him to drop his head, you know, and have that, you know, that plain, you know, type of alignment where everything's lined up well with the heads down. You know, that's what we keep, you know, telling the players we want out, and, you know, they've responded well. I think that, you know, they understand, you know, they don't want to risk, you know, their career, and it's been, you know, it's good, but it's a work in progress, and we're going to keep coaching it.
What do you want to see a little better in some of the reserve offensive linemen, like the one who played in that fourth quarter?
How?
What's your evaluation?
Oh, we would play well in the fourth quarter. You know, I don't think, you know, we played well. I think we got to do a better job all around. You know, whether it's protecting, getting open. You know, we just didn't do a good job. We turned the ball over, and you know, it's you can't do that, you know, and win football games. So, you know, I think it's not just one person or one group. I think collectively that group's got to do a better job. So, you know, I think they would tell you the same thing, and I'm sure they want to do a better job, and, you know, they're going to have a chance in practice and be able to show us if they can do it.
How much do you ding Rashad Green for a muff punt when he's trying to win the punt return job? Is that sort of you write it as a one-off, or is it something that's a legitimate concern?
Well, we've seen him in practice a lot. You know, I thought, you know, if he was coming up for the ball, we would like them to go ahead and fair catch it. You know, but I think, like you said, you start thinking, well, shoot, he's trying to make it as the punt returner. He's trying to do things a little bit different. So you try to say, hey, listen, just do what we expect you to do, and everything's fine. Again, he's done it before, meaning he has returned punts before. He has been reliable in practice. Those things obviously do occur at times, and I think it's something that we just go forward and let's not let it happen again.
And I know Blake only played 1 quarter, 1 drive. What did you see out of his confidence in that 1 drive compared to last year?
Last year at this time?
Yeah.
Oh, it's better, yeah. I mean, last year at this time, I don't know what it was. It was some type of, who's the quarterback, what's going on, why isn't, so, I think he's playing well, but it's the same thing. I think Blake would be the first to tell you there's a lot of things that, he can improve upon, and I think he's in a good place, but, he still has a way to go, and that's why I think you have the preseason. You have a couple of weeks here now. I think we're going to have a great challenge for us. We're playing against the #1 defense in the NFL, practicing, against them and then playing against them. I think that's going to be a great test, for us. I think Coach Zimmer and the defensive staff up there do an outstanding job. So, we'll have a lot of challenges coming up this week. Good challenges.
That first drive did seem kind of like the greatest hits of last year. Like, you did a lot of the stuff you did well last year during that drive. And Blake had said that you want to continue to do the things that you do well and focus on that. With a year in the system, how much do you take out? Plays that you really weren't successful with, and really focus on the stuff that you have done well with?
Well, I think you got to look to see if something's not successful, why. Is it because of maybe we just don't see it well, or we don't feel it the same way, or whatever it may be going on. From that standpoint, then I think you need to evaluate it and take a look out. If you really feel strongly about something, maybe you look at, maybe you didn't practice it enough, to go out there and perform, to the level that you need it. So I think it's, this first week, these first couple of days, we're just really installing a whole entire playbook, so we got to practice some things that maybe, but maybe doesn't look as good, but we want it in there just to take a peek at it. We may need it somewhere down the road, so at least there's a little bit of recall. But at the end of the day, you want to put the players in the best position possible for them to be successful. And a lot of that's determined, by what they do well and, how they've practiced it and how they've executed it.
Did any wide receiver catch your eye in this last preseason game? I know it's been a tight.
I think we did a good job of distributing the ball, so I don't think it went anywhere from that standpoint to, where it was just we were focused on trying to get one guy plays. We just try to, run the system, go through our progressions, and I thought we spread the ball out pretty good. So I think that, I thought that those guys did a nice job. Awesome. All right.
Thank you, Doug.
Yep, I appreciate it. I'll see you guys out there.
I FaceTimed my